this easy Procreate tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to create this realistic landscape embroidery design step by step. You can get all tutorial files free of charge via the link in the video description. And if you are ready, let's grab our pencils and get started. Let me go ahead and import this image with embroidery hoop. I found this one on unsplash.com. It is a copyright-free photo that we will use as a mock-up for our embroidery design. You have it in the tutorial bundle. I actually like it, but the canvas doesn't look exactly as I want, so I'm going to change it. First of all, we need to draw a circle on a new layer that will be located above the image. Let's create it, then go to calligraphy brushes and select monoline. Here you can pick absolutely any color at your choice. I will start drawing a circular shape, then wait a second, put a finger on the canvas to make it perfect, and tap here to edit the shape. I will try to match it with the inner part of the hoop, so we can drag it and also pull and push it to the sides, like this. But it doesn't have to match 100%. Now let's drag and drop the color inside the outlines to fill it. And after we did that, we can now import another image with the canvas. This file is also included in the tutorial bundle. Let's scale it this way, so it covers the circle. I will make it bigger. Then go to the previous layer, select it, make sure color fill is inactive and selection worked properly. If you have it in freehand, you will see this hatch outside the circle. If it didn't work, switch to automatic and slide to the sides to adjust selection threshold. Now let's invert the selection. Go to the layer with the canvas, open its menu and click Clear. It worked same as if we swipe 3 fingers down and clicked Cut. You can use any of these methods. Now we can remove the circle that we used as a template, because we don't need it. And to blend the canvas with the hoop, I will set the layer's opacity to 60%. And we can try to set it to luminosity. Now let's go to Adjustments and select Liquify. It is in push mode, without distortion and momentum, but pressure is set to maximum. Also, I have size set to 58%. I will push it carefully to the sides more. Now it looks perfect. We can just make the edges a bit softer. So I'll grab a razor, set it to soft brush. Let's make the size a bit bigger, like 13%. And erase the edge just a little bit. With a couple of strokes. Now the mock-up is ready. We can start drawing. So now we can create a layer above the canvas. To draw this landscape with flowers, I will be using these colors and my custom realistic stitching brushes. These 3 are free to download in the video description, and they are a part of my exclusive stitching bundle that includes brushes and PNG images of canvas and fabric textures. Just to show you, this is how they look. There are various stitches. You can just tap or make a stroke. There is also this one. Then a simple one like this. This one is my favorite. They are also pressure sensitive. Then there is this one. And you can create various realistic designs by combining brushes and fabrics. Full set is available on my Patreon in case you want to check it out. You can find tens of other premium brush sets and exclusive tutorials on Patreon page as well. The link is under this video. Okay, let me clean it. And go to the color palette to select the first color so we can start drawing the foreground flowers. In the brushes, let's select Stitch 16 and set the size to 22%. Then I will divide the canvas approximately into two parts, like this. This is where we will draw the flowers. I will keep some distance from all the sides and try to keep it same. Then just start making vertical strokes. And while going down, we can adjust the pressure. At the bottom, let's try to make it parallel to the edge. So every new stroke will go lower. I will continue drawing vertically and moving to the right. When we reach the center, I will start making shorter strokes, so it will go down on the top edge as well, like this. Maybe at first the brush won't be too easy, but you will get used to it after some practice. We can make a few more strokes between these. Also adjust it at the bottom and remove smaller gaps, but we can keep some of them, like this. Now this shape is ready, and this is how it turned out. I will just go to the layer, then duplicate it, and set this one to soft light. Then lower the opacity to 72%. This way we will get a more saturated color. You can see the difference. When the grass is ready, we can add the flowers. For that I will create a layer on top of this one, and we will use these shades, from 3 to 7. At the bottom I want to make them darker, and on top they will be lighter. So let me start with the darkest color number 3. And also change the brush into Stitch 7 Sharp. We just need to pick the size. This one is too small, so I think we can set it to around 16 or 15%. And just start tapping. Like this. Let me lower the size a little bit. And continue tapping. It has size dynamics, so we will get flowers of different size. I will lower it again and continue tapping. Some of the flowers may overlap. I will go a little upper, and after that change the color. I will now select number 4. And continue to tap more. This time I will put flowers closer to each other to add some perspective to it. They may also overlap with the previous flowers. Just continue tapping. and put them even closer on top, so we can cover the edges of the grass, like this. I will go down here. So it'll look like a field of flowers. Let's continue tapping a few more times. Like this. And now it's time to change the color again. I will select number 5. Let's now zoom it in. Increase the size a little. And start tapping on the darkest flowers. On the side. We are doing it to add some volume to the flowers, so they will be lighter on top and darker at the bottom. Like this. Also going upper. I think this is enough. So we can go to change the color again. It will be number 6. I will tap between these flowers. Just to cover it even more. Also trying to tap on the gaps. Actually, the more colors we have here, the more beautiful it will look. Just keep in mind that on top they are located closer to each other. Like this. In the end we need to select the lightest color from this. It will be number 7. And this time we need to tap this way. So these flowers will get volume as well. So I am tapping not between them, but on top. Like this. And we will also remove transparency. And make it look even better. Let's keep them dark here at the bottom. And just tap more on top. Like this. After we did that, we can also duplicate the layer with the flowers. And set it to pin light. If you want to make them brighter, you can try soft light or overlay. But I want to keep it moderate, so pin light will work better. This is the difference. You can barely see it, but I like the result. We can now continue painting. Go back to this layer that is in soft light and create another one above it. I want to add some stems for the flowers. And let's do it using this dark color number 2. Also go back to the previous brush, that was number 16. Just lower the brush size. I think we can set it to around 9%. And start drawing more vertical lines. This time keep some gaps. Like this. Some of them can be shorter. I will go to the right side. And I think it is enough. The flowers are ready. We can start painting the background. To do that, let's go to the layer with the canvas and then create another one above it. I will just change the color into number 8 and keep using the same brush. Just make the size bigger, at around 27% or so. From the left side, I will start making strokes to the right. Keep in mind that this brush is pressure responsive, so we can press more right on the edge, like this, to make this part wider. To adjust it, I will go to Liquify tool and push it to different sides, just to make it slightly curvy, like this. Here I will drag it slightly down. Now let's go to the layer and also duplicate it. To make it darker, I will set the layers mode to linear burn, but it turned out too dark, so if we lower the opacity, it'll get better. We can set around 55 or 60%. Now it looks like this. And to add a lighter color, I will create a layer above this one. Let's set it to luminosity and pick color number 9. Maybe we can make the size slightly smaller, like 24%, and make another stroke this way. Then another one at some distance. And here we can make one more. To make it look a bit darker, all we need to do is lower the opacity. I'll set it to around 50%, or maybe 55%. Now it looks like this. Let's continue and add one more layer right above the canvas. So it is like a layered pie. We are adding more and more layers underneath. On the right side of the canvas, I want to draw a few trees, and I will be using colors from 10 to 12. Let's start with the darkest one. Also in the brushes I will go to stitch 7. We just need to pick the size. It can be around 9%. I like how this brush looks. Let me start making vertical strokes approximately from the middle of the canvas, and they will go to the right. Some of the trees can be shorter and others will be taller. Also we can make them thinner or thicker by changing the pressure. I will add a few more of this size and then make them taller. Go to the right side. Let's add a few taller ones here and finish it on the edge, so it will also go parallel. I will make a few adjustments, remove some of the gaps between the trees, and after that we can change the color. So I'm switching to number 11, which is slightly lighter, and I will start painting on top. We can make strokes between the trees and also on the sides, like this. I think I will make a couple of strokes with this brush here. So they don't look too perfect. This way. In the end we can select this light color number 12 and just tap a few times at the bottom. this way adding the highlights. When the trees are ready, we can add one more layer underneath to paint the sky. For the base color, let me select number 13 and then change the brush. This way I will select this one on top that changes the color slightly, because it has some color dynamics. The size is set to 13%, and I will start from here. Make a stroke parallel to the edge, and then continue. Going down and to the right side. Changing the direction and trying to keep the edges parallel. Even if the strokes are overlapping, it is totally fine. Just a few more strokes to this side. And it looks quite fluffy, but not very realistic. So we need to do something about blending mode. Before that, I will just push it a bit here to adjust the edges. Now the shape is fine. Let's add some realism. Let's first duplicate the layer and go to the copy underneath. Now from adjustments, I will select Hue Saturation Brightness and first lower the brightness to 29%. Also lower the saturation to 13%. Deselect it. Now let's go back to this layer with light blue color and try various blending modes. So I'll tap here and start sliding down. I like this one with linear light, but I think we can make it even lighter. So we can go back to Hue Saturation Brightness and lower the saturation. I'll set it to 19%. And now I like the result. We can see all the stitches. And also the edges became more clear. Now I like it. And we can just add a few clouds. Let's do it on another layer. We need to create it above. First I will select color 14. And also change the brush to stitch 7. Its size is at 11%. We just need to tap multiple times like this to create clouds. The first one. Let's make it rather small. Here I will draw a bigger one. You can make different shapes. Then I will draw one more here. As you see, they are not overlapping. And after that I will draw a smaller one on the right, in this empty space. Maybe we can add another one here. Just keep it balanced. This way. Now we can duplicate this layer. Go here and make it slightly darker by lowering its brightness. We can set it around 32%. And then move it a bit like this. So it goes a bit down and to the side. Now the drawing is almost ready. I think we can go to this layer, grab a razor, and set it to soft brush. I will set the size to 16% and erase the edges carefully, just to make them darker. Like this. Even though it may look like a lot of actions to make, like we duplicated some of the layers, changed their blending modes and so on, it's still much easier than real stitching, and it turned out quite nice. If you make your own design and share it on Instagram, don't forget to tag me in your post. I will be looking forward to seeing your works. At this point, our landscape stitching design is ready. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. For more tutorials and brush sets, please check out my Patreon page. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon!